Today we're looking at Psalm 64, where David is facing what he calls the dread enemy. And that's something very deep and significant and painful. It's not just an enemy, a powerful enemy, a mighty enemy. It's an enemy that instills almost a paralyzing fear into the one who's threatened, into David. It's one thing to face a fear which can energize you, but a dread enemy suggests a deeper fear, something possibly a spiritual enemy, but this is real. Spiritual is real. This is physical. This is evildoers, but it's scheming of evildoers. It's plotting. It's very underhand. Verse 6, a cunningly conceived plot, for the human heart and mind are deep. This is a subtle, cunning, difficult plot. It's hard to unravel. And so it fills David with dread, a very hard place to be. Verses 1 to 6. Hear my voice, O God, in my complaint. Preserve my life from the dread enemy. Hide me from the secret plots of the wicked, from the scheming of evildoers who whet their tongues like swords, who aim bitter words like arrows, shooting from ambush at the blameless. They shoot suddenly and without fear. They hold fast to their evil purpose. They talk of laying snares secretly, thinking, who can see us? Who can search out our crimes? We've thought out a cunningly conceived plot. For the human heart and mind are deep. That's David's comment on what they've done and thought out. And they've thought that their plot is so cunning, so deep, that no one can see us, no one can search out their crimes. They've covered their tracks completely. And they think they are beyond searching out. They're beyond discovery. They are safe in their scheming, and it's bitter, difficult scheming. They're going to shoot at the blameless suddenly and without fear, just bringing in terrorism. This is what we call terrorism, that which instills terror by attacking arbitrarily the innocent as well as the guilty, and by attacking without warning. It's dire, it's dread, it's difficult. And says David, the human heart and mind are deep. That is the depth of sinfulness and the depths to which people can plot, and the intricacies of wickedness and wicked thought. It's interesting that he doesn't just say their hearts and minds are deep. He says the human heart and mind are deep. And I think he's quite consciously giving that a wider perspective. He's including himself, maybe us. We're all capable of going deep in scheming and plotting and unpleasantness. We're all capable of putting fear, dread, terror into the hearts of others. May we not be like that, but we can. That's what the human heart and mind are capable of. So a dreadful, dreadful enemy and an almost paralyzing fear. And he's dwelt on that, hasn't he? He's rubbed it in. The solution is very quick indeed, the but of verse 7. But God will shoot his arrow at them. They will be wounded suddenly. Because of their tongue, he will bring them to ruin. All who see them will shake with horror. Then everyone will fear. They will tell what God has brought about and ponder what he has done. Let the righteous rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. Let all the upright in heart glory. Now, the plotting took a long time. It was secret and it was cunning. And when David discovered something of it, just something of it, he was in dread and fear and realized what a cunningly conceived plot it was. But God will shoot his arrow, they'll be wounded. God will bring them to ruin. The end. He's sorted it quickly. Human wickedness isn't beyond God's understanding. Cunning, intricately conceived plots don't fool God for a minute. David may be in fear of the dread enemy, but God isn't. God can deal with it. And David is here portraying an enemy that's too cunning, too deep, too secretive for him, and who will attack innocent as well as guilty without warning. But God will deal with it. Now, this works on lots of levels. It's not just whichever military enemies were attacking David at the time. It's about spiritual issues as well. It's about the devil, temptation, the forces of evil, the powers of this world, which are subtle and cunning and can take us down or can bring us almost to a state of dread, paralyzed fear, because the powers of this world and the powers of evil are so strong. But God will shoot his arrow at them. Then everyone will fear. They will tell what God has brought about and ponder what he has done. If there's something that really brings you down, really frightens you, really worries you in life, in the future, in other people, in circumstances, God is stronger. God can shoot his arrow. And in time to come, people will tell what God has done. So let the righteous rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. Let all the upright in heart glory, because our God is stronger. Amen.